Hey, girl. Hey.
What's up?
How are you and yours? How are you and yours, Maim? How are you and yours?
Me and mine is fine, honey. We making it, Lord willing. Creek don't rise. We
Girl,
making
that's
it,
a
girl.
racism. That's racism. Don't say that one anymore.
Why is that racism?
It's about the Creek Indians rising up to fight.
That's why black people say that.
That's the origin of it. Is the Creek Indians? Yes.
What?
Yes. It's about the Creek
No
Indians.
black person has ever known that part. They always think it just means the actual creek.
Well, it don't.
Lord have mercy.
It don't.
I gotta tell all my family now.
Yeah, it means the Creek Indians rising
up.
That is the
tell
origin.
All my family.
Because I was like, because someone said that's a racism. I'm like, and I was like, no, that's not. That's about the creek rising up and taking our crops or whatever. And I can't cross the river because it's flooded because this is the South and we get lots of rain.
Right.
Apparently, North Carolina and Florida are the only two places that get that kind of rain. But no, it's about the Creek Indians.
Lord have mercy. All right, then. Yeah, so
it came about during Andrew Johnson, Andrew Jackson, whichever one was the one with the Native Americans being an asshole.
I'm just gonna say I'm doing all right, Lord willing.
Lord willing. Girl,
Lord
we
willing.
almost had a Mims and Maim emergency.
Did we?
So I don't know if you know this. I record on a slightly older computer. My Alienware 15 blah 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 from
Good Lord.
It still works great. Like it's now the level of a mid-range desktop. So it's still a good computer. It's still a good computer.
It's doing its job.
But girl, it doesn't have the memories in it. The hard drive. The hard drive.
The sound of your
is like the Cats movie version of that song. So I bought an external hard drive. It's right here.
I love those. I have 4 of them.
I know. But I thought the one I bought was a solid state. Should know whenever I spent like $30 on it, it wasn't.
That ain't no solid state.
Girl. And then
it started. Solid state of Swiss.
And then it started making a noise. And I'm like, oh no. So thank you, Prime Day, for letting me buy a solid state one that's actually cheap.
The only state that is Switzerland, honey.
So I got Mims and Maim is now secure.
Oh yes, I mean except for other stuff. The podcast is going well. So let's not get into insecurities right now. And I haven't had enough coffee for the day.
And girl, I just will let you know that we have a listenership growing. We got our listenership growing. That is right, babe. The Philadelphia area is picking the hell up.
Come on, Philadelphia.
Not Philadelphia proper.
Oh, Philadelphia freedom.
But like the New Jersey side of Philadelphia. Like
Camden. I like Jersey.
No, you don't like it. Well, Camden, which is the first stop in New Jersey whenever you get out of Philadelphia.
Oh, you go through Philadelphia to get to New Jersey?
Yeah.
I thought Philadelphia was
Philadelphia.
I'm really terrible at the Northeast state order. I really have never understood the placements.
It goes. So, Pennsylvania. I forget I mirrored. Pennsylvania.
Okay.
New Jersey is right here. So it kind of juts down beside of it, but you go through Philly to get to Jersey. Because Jersey's right beside New York.
Well, no, I'm just trying to remember. Maybe I was always asleep in the car during those parts of the road trip.
You can loop around Philly on the Jersey. Oh no, that's still the Philly.
Because I always remember going through New Jersey because the car would get a smell to it. I remember that, but I don't actually remember ever going through Philadelphia, going from south to north. But
okay,
like I said, I wasn't driving at the time. I don't know what I was doing.
I don't think you can skip around Philly. I don't know. Then again, I've only ever flown to New York. I would not want to drive.
We know you bougie bitch.
Girl, that is a long drive. That is a long drive.
That's family road trips. That's how we spend our summers. You know that. You remember that.
We never took a road trip.
Our family. That's all our family did.
Like 5 hours. I think
No, our family, that's a thing. We drove.
No, because
we drove to New York. We drove to Canada. We drove to Indianapolis. We like all of those.
I mean,
yeah, we didn't fly. I mean, my dad liked driving. Like he enjoyed it. So we always did driving trips.
Okay.
It's a thing. I mean, our whole family likes driving. I can't explain. I mean, I like it, right? Like you.
Yeah,
you know.
but like if you're going to, so you live at the penis tip of America now.
I do. So, I live inside the foreskin.
You live inside the foreskin. No,
because
we're America.
It's Latin. It's Latino.
Yeah, just that part. The rest of it is real cut.
We're like those ads for restorative foreskin.
You exactly. You say that. However, there's also a lot of Jewish people there, girl. So
get rid of it. Oh, so it's like the mullet of foreskins.
The mullet. You live in the mullet of foreskin. Anyway. In order to get
American foreskin mullet.
In order to get anywhere in Florida, it takes you driving 10 hours. So do you drive back up to Statesville?
I won't do that again. I have twice. Mm-hmm. The first time was for our mutual friend's wedding. Mm-hmm. That was like that was literally like the second year I lived here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I went with my ex, and he literally said, "I'll never do that." Whereas for me, right, I was just like, "Cool, I got my music, got my stuff." Right? He literally was like, "Never again. I won't do that." The second time was, to come for family stuff, mm-hmm. and I don't know. It just wasn't a thing to me. It's like I've never driving is like
I thought about driving down there to.
I wouldn't.
Well, because I like driving, but I've only ever driven, the longest I've ever gone is 8 hours.
No. And see what happened. What will happen is, because I can already tell you.
I'll get to Jacksonville and be very annoyed.
Driving down will be fine. Driving back. Is where it will psychologically mess with you, because when you start driving and you keep driving and you keep driving, and then you're like maybe at Daytona Beach and you're just sitting there like, how long is this stupid state? And then by the time you're like getting close to the Jacksonville area, and you then realize you're have about
halfway.
five or 6 more hours to go. That's when your brain says, absolutely not. Right? Like, it's just true. I mean,
Speaking of things that are completely mind fuck, hey, Maim, did you know that we have a Patreon?
I didn't, but other people did. Dear
listeners, if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money. And you get something special that we have to record this Tuesday.
Oh, we're gonna record it.
You get a pre-release of our newest podcast, We Object, which is an Ally McBeal podcast.
Ally McBeal.
But you get to see us in dragish. Lightest of drag.
Thank you, Powder Foundation. Here,
girl, you're going even a step farther than me. Mine is just some lippy sticky.
At least put on some blush.
Girl, my cheeks naturally pick out. I don't gotta do that.
That's rosacea. I'm sure it's not rosacea.
Girl, although this adult acne on my nose.
Let me say this to you right now. Okay, you see a dermatologist, right?
I have, yes.
Okay, I want you to this is not me making fun or anything. Mm-hmm. I want you to start at least going yearly.
Oh, I do.
Okay, good. I've been watching Dr. Pimple Popper, and there's this thing that I keep seeing happen to white men, where like they have this like weird adult acne, and then it turns into like kind of a form of rosacea, but it's not the same type of, and it makes their nose start to grow and have forms and things on it that she has to burn off.
Yes. Yeah, that is genetic. My boss had that. It is not what I have. It is a genetic. It is a genetic form of rosacea that does that. No, what I have cystic pimples.
Do you?
I do on my nose. Yes. So I have to use.
Did that happen since you were an adult? I don't remember you having that as a teenager.
Well, so what happened was I forget to wash my face at night some. And yes, I did have them as a teenager. I just popped them like you're not supposed to because you're not supposed to pop them.
I was literally like, I don't remember you really having like a lot of acne when we were teenagers.
Yeah, you're not supposed to pop the ones on your nose, and I did as a teenager. I'm lucky I didn't get scarring. So I had a lot of them on my nose.
You had that X-Men skin.
I don't even know what that means.
I mean, like you can.
Hey, Maim!
Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
I do. I did. Yes.
It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast.
This week's going to be a hoot.
I know. I can't wait. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have merchandise? MrMahaffey.com. You can buy something. Hey, Maim. Do you know what I love?
Oh, 5-star reviews.
That's right, dear listeners. I love 5-star reviews. So if you like us, leave us one. You could just leave the star. You could write us a little note. You could do whatever you want to do.
Oh, happy cloud, happy
talking emojis, whatever you need to. Girl, at my new place of employment.
Yeah. Wait. What?
Well, newer, but within the past year, it's been.
Oh, okay. I was like, again.
Nah, girl. We have to do semester reviews, but we only get 300 characters to type.
Is it college? I don't understand.
I don't know, but I'm like, what do you want me to write? Because usually we write the first letter of Mims to the company whenever we have to do our reviews. They're like, I don't know, emojis. I'm like, great. You're going to get smiley face, turd emoji. This is season 3. No, it's not. This is season 4.
I'm about to say, don't take us backwards.
Don't take us backwards. Let me just tell you. Oh Lord, lost my mic. Let me just tell you. I lost my. You can't even see it. My pad was not charged, so I'm back in paper. This is season 4. Can I talk now? This is season 4, episode 23, Foreign Affairs.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the light went out in Georgia. The light went out, the light went out, the light went out, the light went out. And that is the night the light went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Oh, hurry. You should get some wings for that pad.
Where's Sugarbakers, girl?
Sugarbakers.
And there's a bed.
There is.
The Halls weren't home, so the bed is staying at Sugarbakers.
Tony and Cassandra back again.
It is the Arabian Nights gel bed.
Which it just sounded like a water bed to me, but
well, no, it's not quite water because it's filled with gel. Like it's.
I don't. Was that a '90s thing? I don't remember that phase.
I don't. Who knows? Maybe it was.
I remember the water beds. My cousin had a water bed, so I remember that.
Yes, one of our friends had a water bed too.
Yeah,
one of our gay friends from high school.
Those are so weird.
They were.
Did you ever sleep in? I slept in one once.
No.
Did you ever sleep in one?
No.
Yeah, I slept in.
Well, let me rephrase. My father took us to a hotel. Motel, Holiday Inn, back up in, I believe it was Maggie Valley, and it had water beds in it.
Okay.
It also vibrated
in the
for
hotel. No.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, a vibrating waterbed sounds kind of cool, actually.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
almost like like it would be like a cathartic experience, you know?
Sure
Like
it was
in
for
utero. Oh Lord. I saw Jesus in that bed. And Jesus.
some. Ooh. And girl, now that's the kind of trip to Miami I want to have. Now,
Lord. I mean, we can arrange I can arrange it, girl. I can arrange it.
I don't need you to arrange. I can arrange it myself. I can.
What? I know you're a strong, independent woman. I know.
With a credit card.
They don't take credit cards, girl. You better get a Venmo.
Girl,
Cash App.
you link your Venmos or you link your credit cards to the Venmo and or Cash App. I mean, hell, someone probably take Zelle.
Oh, you're true. You just gotta be careful where you swipe it. Back.
Yes, ma'am. What you gonna say? What you got? You got something there?
Sorry, I was thinking about my friend showing me that Sniffies app again. Just
Have you gone on it?
no, I don't need. I mean, he literally just shows me all of the people in Miami Beach every Thursday night, and it's just very funny. Like, it's not like I don't say it in like a sex shaming way. It's just some of their descriptions of the scenarios are just like, oh sweet Lord, like hosting in my car. It's not hosting.
In my car. Girl, it is if they live in the car.
You know what? I take it back. You're absolutely right. And if they do live in the car, I would love to have a minute with them to find out where they park long term. Because that's hard in Miami.
So Tony likes to talk about their sex life.
Oh, okay, Tony.
And Mary Jo compares this bed to like riding around on a big fake breast. Well, Anthony joins him in the bed, and Anthony falls asleep in the bed.
Yes. At first, I wasn't, because I kind of remembered the episode, but then I was like, is Anthony asleep right now? He just stopped talking.
And I don't know if you noticed, but he did have a little thing mess up with his eye, and he's like, I stabbed myself with a pencil, and how stupid he is. So they had to write that off. Like he had.
I wonder what he really did.
Probably stabbed himself in the eye.
Well, he either did that or he had like busted a blood vessel through
Have
like.
you ever seen somebody with that?
Yeah, I have. I've had it happen to me.
Did your full eye turn red?
Yeah.
Oh God, they freaked me out.
It was not pleasant. I can tell you that. It wasn't. It happened maybe 3 years ago.
I had a coworker that had that happen to both of her eyes at the same time. I was like,
no, I had it.
Lord Jesus needs to come in here and fix this.
I've had it happen a few times where like a few times it was minor, but then that was one of the major ones.
Speaking of that, my husband's playing Diablo 4 right now.
Oh my God, is it good? Because I want to play it.
It is very good. I cannot, because of my crazy. I don't know if you know about my crazy. I can't like watch anything with possession or devils or anything before bed.
What?
Like it affects my sleep. Like I'm fine. I can get to sleep, but I have nightmares whenever it happens.
Interesting.
And like, girl, the movie Stigmata.
Yeah, I remember that.
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah.
Bad movie.
Terrible movie.
Funny movie.
Yeah.
Like,
super campy.
Like, Patricia Arquette's got fucking Stigmata.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's hilarious. I was laughing this entire movie. I go to bed. And at the time, the person that I was sleeping beside of, not going to say I was with them. You know them. They were my roommate for years. Anyway, I woke up and I was freaking out in my dream so much that I had my nails dug into their chest, and I apparently was screaming in my sleep.
Oh, sweet.
So since then, I don't watch that kind of movie at night.
That's wild.
Yeah. And again, Stigmata, not a scary movie.
Not a scary movie.
However, you know what? The Exorcist didn't do anything.
Well, I mean, maybe your crazy is limited to post 1980s.
Could be.
I mean, you know.
So Charlene's in the bed, and she's like thinking about all the sex that they're going to have in this bed, and the sex acts that they've never even thought about. And Mary Jo's like, "Well, speak for yourself." And Anthony just puts his arm around Charlene and goes, "I love you, baby."
Sounding not like Anthony at all.
Well, Suzanne's here.
Yay! Wait, what? Why are you dressed like that?
She looks very poor, is what they're saying. Did you lose all your money in the stock market? Which I thought she's wearing a kerchief over her head.
Yes.
And
looks
like
a
glasses. Babushka. She does. Yeah. Did you call it a kerchief when you were younger? Is that what you called it?
We just called it a handkerchief.
Okay. Maybe that's what my Oma called it.
And
Whatever.
I think some of my family call them like a head wrap.
Okay. My head wraps on it.
Well, we didn't have that kind of, so some of them will call it head wrap.
Well, Suzanne has an appointment with immigration because Consuela's being deported, girl.
No.
Yes.
But we still haven't even seen her in real life yet.
Well, we never will.
Oh, okay.
Charlene asks where she's from. And Suzanne says, "What do I look like? National Geographic?" And Mary Jo says, "No, but you look like Mrs. Khrushchev."
When we were little kids, we wouldn't have gotten that joke.
No, but we do now.
We do. And it is funny.
It is.
Aging has advantages. Yay.
Does it? Because every time I sneeze.
You're supposed to finish what happens every time you sneeze.
Oh, my spine pops.
You're supposed to sing it.
So Suzanne is pretending to be Consuela.
Oh, okay.
Because Consuela doesn't speak any English, can't take tests, and she's been going crazy since Suzanne told her that her immigration status is up.
Got it.
And Charlene's like, "Well, you aren't. It's federal offense to read someone else's mail." She's like, "Well, I read everybody's mail who stays in my home." My mother did the same thing to me.
You got mail?
Yeah.
I never really got a lot.
Girl,
of mail.
when you do some bad things with credit cards and in your teens, they find you.
Wow. Okay. Gotcha.
They find you, girl. They
That's
find
really,
you. They find you. They find you. Girl, I just want to let you know that podcast thing we were getting ready to go to, the prices get ready to get more expensive because their pre-registration's over. I asked my husband what he thought a reasonable price for a podcast, 4-day podcast thing would be, knowing that whenever I went to a conference, it was $250 for 4 days.
Yes.
He said, I would say about $175. I was like, oh, no, baby boo. It's $500 a person. $500.
It really doesn't make sense why it's that expensive.
He's like, well, why don't you and Maim just go on vacation for cheaper? He's like, for that much, you could just go to Universal Studios.
That's right. We could go to Universal Studios.
Probably for both of us, we go to Universal Studios.
Yeah, because Universal's cheaper than Disney.
Yeah, and I don't really want to go to either. I don't ride rides.
Mims and Maims is Orlando Adventure.
You know what would be a better adventure for us?
Mims and Maims, take it to the streets.
Atlantic City Adventure.
Oh, God. Yeah, but Atlantic City got Disney-fied.
Great.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was thinking Atlantic City, like 1986 Atlantic City. That would have been an adventure. Ooh.
Mims and Maim to Colorado Springs.
Right. Just two Southern ladies here in Atlantic City. We don't know what we're going to do with ourselves. Hey, ladies. Ooh. Oh, goodness.
Or Mims and Maim do Chattanooga.
Oh, gosh. Choo choo.
Choo 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 choo.
You said a train? What, hun?
Girl, last night I was eating some hot dogs, as one does, at a bar in Raleigh, and they had Titanic on. A straight bar.
Because that's what you want while you're drinking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, my husband was enthralled.
Lord have mercy. You know, I just realized if we were, gosh, we could make a lot of money if we started like a sex party in Tennessee called the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Sure, it exists. So there are no pictures of Consuela. Like, she lost her green card. They lost her green card. Everybody lost her card. There's no picture evidence anymore of her.
Okay.
So Suzanne is going to take the citizenship test for her. She's got to have a meeting with this man named Mr. Maim, and she's going to take the test, and everything's going to be great.
Cool.
There's one small issue.
Yes.
Suzanne doesn't speak any Spanish. Plot twist, Anthony does.
Oh, I see what you're doing, Linda Bloodworth Thompson.
So Suzanne's going to pay him 1,000 RuPaul doll hairs.
Oh, no. That's a lot of RuPaul chocolate bars.
That is a lot of RuPaul chocolate bars. And girl, this is the worst season of All Stars ever. There are negative stakes. It is so bad.
Well, I mean, so I have never publicly said this. I haven't, but I feel like this entire season was put together specifically so that Jimbo could finally win one of these seasons. Like, because everything besides Jimbo has been so tragic that I just feel like RuPaul's like, I've invited Jimbo 3 times now because it seems insane that he has not won, considering that he is already like the most iconic queen of the last like 5 or 10 seasons. Yeah. And so Michelle, here's what we're gonna do: go through the Rolodex, figure out who's not working right now. Just call Kasha Davis, get them out of cryostasis.
Kasha Davis is working. Jessica Wilde was working.
No, I'm just being funny, right?
Like, I mean, Monica Beverly Hills was not working.
Like Jessica Wilde, I feel like Jessica Wilde was supposed to be the Candy Muse and like give Jimbo a real run for his money, you know, except those acting challenges kept messing her up. But like, because I did not foresee Candy Muse being in the top 2. But I literally feel like that's what's happening here. And the only reason I say that, did you watch this week's episode?
Yes.
The Fame Game talent show was one of the most atrocious things that has ever happened on the show. Like, I've never seen something that literally made you say, why did RuPaul invite these people back? Because holy crap. And like the little fake plaudits they were giving them at the end, like the one for Kasha where they're like, oh, it's so timely and it's so relevant. And I was like,
I mean, I will give it, James Mansfield's was good.
Oh, no. James, Lala, and Jessica were phenomenal.
See, I thought I thought that was the worst performance she'd given on the entire show.
I don't think it was
all
worst.
It was her getting on her knees doing a little hairography, which Sasha Colby did last season.
But that's still more than most of the girls did comparatively.
Yes.
I'm talking about compared to the others. I'm not saying overall. I'm talking about just in what we watched.
That's
comparatively.
God, that was so bad, girl.
Like that thing that Monica Beverly Hills did. What in the world was
I saw a tweet that said Monica Beverly Hills is one of the originals. She is different. She is unique, and she is serving more than any of these other queens.
Serving what?
And then when that one, what's her name, came out and did the slowest flamenco dance ever? The most rigid, slowest 4 steps of flamenco ever.
I told my husband, I said, you can literally see on her face, she's thinking her way through. Like, you can see it.
And when Michelle Visage was like, and in such high heels, and I'm just thinking of flamenco dancers like, those are some short Like the point of flamenco is
I wanted to throw something at the TV. I'll be very honest with you. Because you know me, I will hype up. I'm like, I am ready to see a talent show. And then that happened, and I was like, what in the world?
My husband kind of said it best for All Stars. She really should just get rid of eliminations now. It worked very well.
Yeah.
Like,
because then we at least got to see why these people came back. Because now Monica's like, I'm so glad that I get to show some more of my stuff. Even when she was talking about her tits, I thought she was going to do something with those because she kept talking about those things. And I was like, James and Jimbo did more with theirs.
Well, it's a little bit later on.
Sorry. Yeah, we got the sidetrack. What's a little later on?
And Reese, Julius called Reese, and it's a federal offense.
Yes.
To do this, basically. It could either be crime or jail. And Anthony is in a wig.
Wig.
A wig. Wig.
I do like that Reese says specifically, this is a federal crime. You could go to jail. Okay.
Well, Anthony is a little bit upset, and Suzanne's like 1,500, 1,600. It's like she's bidding. Consuela, we found out Consuela is 15 years older than Anthony.
Oh.
And, you know, he's black.
Yeah.
And, you know, Suzanne's like, well, it's fine. There's black Latinos, white Latinos. And
dear listeners, there are black and white Latinos, just so you know that.
Yes,
that is a thing.
Yes, there's black and white Brazilians, too. Yes. They still have a lot of racism in Brazil.
A lot of racism.
A lot of racism.
Even though the majority of the population is black.
Because they had slavery like us.
Yes. And theirs ended after ours did.
It's exactly right. Oh, God.
Dear listeners, if you ever want to watch something that will blow your mind, Vice did a wonderful video documentary about a section of Brazil that still yearly celebrates the Confederates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those crazy people. Yes.
Good Lord.
So Suzanne's like, look at Dick Clark. He was 101 and he still looks like he's 50. And Charlene asks if you think that he may have gotten a facelift. And she thinks Hugh Downs got his eyes done. I had to explain to my husband who Hugh Downs was.
Did you tell him how he was a fundamental part of our growing up?
2020. I loved ABC's 2020.
I think all of us strangely did, even though we should not have.
What was Barbara Walters?
We were not the demographic, but almost all of us watched it regularly.
We stayed up late to watch. Well, for you stayed up to your normal time to watch.
10 o'clock Thursday nights.
No, it was Friday. It's Friday night.
2020 was Friday night?
It was Friday night.
What was Thursday nights? That was on
Dateline. Or 48 hours, one of the two, depending.
It's one of those. Yeah, I know something came on Thursday nights too. Yeah, I think it was Dateline because they did like those like edgy subject matters, so they couldn't be on earlier in the night.
Yeah, 2020 was at 10 o'clock on because it was after Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
That's right.
And we would stay up and watch Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters talk about things.
So much.
It was so
Hugh
good.
Downs was so cool.
He was just a chill old man.
Like he made the worst news sound kind of like, yep, this happened.
And then there was that guy who was on there who's on Fox News now who talks about all the things. What is it with this?
Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
That's one reason. Charlene thinks Anthony looks pretty good, except for his feet and teeth.
Well, I mean, his teeth are fine.
$2,000.
This is getting harder. No. This doesn't sound like no. I don't want to risk my freedom.
So we're at INS. We meet Mr. Tremaine.
Yes.
Suzanne sits down with Consuela quotes Anthony in his kerchief and dress.
House dress. Which the more that this episode progressed, the more I was convinced that Consuela is Cuban, because the way that Anthony is dressed in that house dress and everything else, that's what it looks like when I go down to Hialeah. So I'm pretty sure Anthony that Consuela is Cuban.
So they decide to become an American citizen, and she needs proof that she's been here for at least 4 years. Suzanne's got all the pay stubs. Sometimes she paid her in clothing, but that's okay, right? So Anthony gets a little nervous every once in a while, laughs because he has that crazy laugh whenever it gets
the Anthony laugh.
And he does say, he does at one point in time go, "My teeth are enormous."
Which I will say, with the kerchief on, he does look more like he has like horse, kind of like, because it's pulling his face kind of down and everything. So it actually do that. Well,
we find out there's going to be a what girl? An FBI check. And he starts laughing. So we're back at Sugar Baker's. The bed is going to get delivered.
Yay.
Charlene is like, because they were making fun of the apparently Tony and Cassandra were outdoors all day. Charlene's like, making love outdoors is just embarrassing. And Mary Jo goes, "Well, Ted did in our driveway, and I was really embarrassed."
Ted sounds awful. Like, Ted sounded bad before. Mm-hmm. This episode makes Ted seem truly awful.
Yeah, we see you, Scott Bakula.
We know what you're really like.
Have you seen Nimona yet?
No.
It's very good.
I've had multiple people recently online like talking about it a lot. So,
well, it's very gay and very trans.
Gotcha. Yeah. I did watch. It's so funny. In like a similar word, I did watch the new black and white reissued print of Johnny Mnemonic last night, which it's still insanely campy sci-fi goodness.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you should watch it sometime. I don't
know. Maybe one day when you watch something I suggest.
I have watched a few of the things you've suggested.
You said a few, so name 3.
I can't remember what you suggested off the top of my head.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This doesn't mean I haven't watched
it. So, the Egyptian one. The Egyptian one, I was talking about the
Yes, I watched that one.
Did you know there's season 2?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that came out. So it popped up at the top of Crunchyroll. Was like, season 2's here.
Oh,
so
okay, yeah, because we watched it a bit ago.
We started with season 1 because we haven't seen any of it. Oh my God, it's so cute. We're only about halfway through, but
it was really enjoyable. I started watching one last night actually because I was just like wanting to try something different. It was interesting. I'll have to send it to you. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was it's a little darker. So you can't watch it at night because it does talk about like demon-y things and all of that. Okay. But it was entertaining.
We are currently watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Girl, there's a gay character. I don't know if he's actually gay, but he's
gay coded.
He is beyond gay coded. I need you to right now Google Crowler, Crowler, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. He is as somebody who I follow on YouTube said, you don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX for anything but all of the gay characters.
What?
That's a man.
There's a lot going on here.
That is a cis man.
There's a lot going on here. So, I have 2 thoughts initially.
Let's go ahead.
Number 1, there's a lot going on here.
Uh-huh.
Number 2,
you want that wig?
I may have found my character for next year's KirbyCon. So,
yeah.
Thank you for this.
There you go. Yeah, you're welcome.
Because I would love to make this costume.
So we're back at Sugar Baker's.
Sugar Baker.
Oh, we've already done that. The bed's getting delivered. Ted did outside. Charlene tells a story about Eric and Shannon, that they used to make love in the hot tub, and they would hear, "Oh, Eric, oh, Eric, oh, Eric." Mary Jo then goes, we have been telling a lot of tacky stories, but it's no worse than what men do.
Yes.
And Julia's like, I have never heard a man talk that way.
Yeah, because you're a woman, Julia. It's the code. We don't talk that way around ladies. We do all that talking around other dudes, talking about other people making love. I will say, though, that Charlene and Mary Jo are in like a really...
They are.
They're in like a weird place this episode.
So Charlene then looks up and says, "What do you think is keeping Suzanne and Anthony?" And Julia just says, "Are you serious?"
So one thing, okay, as you can tell, dear listeners, we love this episode. I mean, you can tell this by the way we're talking about it. But I will say this one thing. It's a little concerning how unconcerned they were about them going to do this, because they could have just as easily been like arrested, detained, and but the ladies are just got like, whatever. I'm like, okay.
So I will say, I will delve a little bit into the politicalness right now.
Let's excellent.
If do you know in the schedule of federal offenses what someone illegally crossing the border is?
No.
It is a misdemeanor that is punishable by a fine.
That's it?
That's it. It is very low on the list. Exactly.
I didn't know that.
So when we say build that wall and stuff, it's for like a class on misdemeanor for like a $2,500 fine.
Gosh, that wouldn't even, I mean.
Yeah.
We could be using the fine money. We could just be using the fines to pay for the wall.
I mean, or, just not build the wall.
Just put a turnstile in it. Right.
I see.
We just cut the fine in half. Cut the fine in half as your entry fee. So it'll be just like Disney World. And then we it's there, but you still have to put in the money so that you can turn the turnstile, and then you get in. It's like the subway.
And then I was talking to someone, and they're like, I don't want those people coming taking our jobs. I was like, do you really want to work in a field? Have you ever heard what working in a tobacco field's like, or strawberry field, or a cotton field, any of these fields? Have you ever actually talked to somebody that do that? You're from the Midwest, a place that, doesn't really have to worry about. Yeah. Do you know about any of this? Well, no, but I don't want them taking my jobs. They don't want your jobs. They want your jobs eventually, but they aren't coming to take that job.
They want your kids to take your jobs.
Exactly, and that's fine. Hell, if they're educated, if they can do the job, let them take. I apologize. I'll take a step back. It works for Europe.
Are you off your politics soapbox now?
So Suzanne and Anthony are here, and Suzanne says Mr. Maim really liked Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony's like, no, $2,500. Mary Jo asks where Suzanne's getting all this money. Charlene says, alimony. I read all the mail that crossed my desk, and if you don't want me to read that mail, you better get a different desk.
Boom.
So Suzanne and Anthony talk, and Suzanne decides to take the test for Consuela because it's going to be in a separate building than the original one. And she's like, it's probably just who made like the first American flag is one of the questions. And we all know that's Betty Crocker.
Yes. I appreciate her flagging and her cake.
Speaking of that, I was on the Instagram the other day. Okay. And somebody posted the old video of the advertisement for the Betty Crocker cake pan that you could put the ice cream in the middle of it.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was it. I was like, I always wanted one of those.
You could probably get one on eBay.
I don't want to spend $50 for one of those.
Is that how much they're on eBay?
I don't know. I didn't look because it's non-stick, and I don't buy anything with Teflon. Girl, you don't use Teflon anymore, do you?
I don't think so.
Okay. You shouldn't. I don't. You shouldn't use Teflon.
I don't believe so because let's see. No.
Okay.
I
Or
guess not.
any? Do you use nonstick pans?
I think I have one nonstick pan,
Just be careful.
but the rest is like, because I mean the thing is like I have an induction stove, so there's not that many nonstick products for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Is it gonna kill me? Is that what you're trying to say? It's gonna kill me?
No, it just may cause cancer. Hell,
Oh,
everything
which could kill me.
I mean, but may. Like, it's not a does, it's a may.
It's gonna be May.
So it's the next day, and we find out the bed was refused.
Wait, what?
So Mary Jo's calling Salvation Army, take the bed. We find out that there's mail here. Like, Charlie was outside getting the mail, and we find out that Tony and Cassandra are in Bimini. They just sent a postcard from Bimini. And Suzanne or Julia's like, I hope they were bitten by sharks, got sand in it. I hate that bed.
Bimini. I remember I was telling you about that.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy, that's not a good place to go.
Well, they got the test results.
Hold your breath.
Suzanne passed with a 76.
Oh my gosh.
That is 1 point above failing. Mr. Tremaine left a note about the swearing-in ceremony, and he's very excited to see her there. And Anthony's like, I'm not going. Suzanne's like, you must go. I'm not going. Anthony's like, no, and that's final. And there's Anthony in drag, swearing in, and Mr. Tremaine winks at him.
Come on, Mr. Tremaine.
Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you find yourself a Miss Georgia World?
You already know who it's gonna be, honey.
But which one is it? Is it old or is it red dress?
It's Miss Red Dress, honey.
Miss Red Dress with that little white veil.
She was dressed for Mr. Tremaine, honey. She was dressed.
She was dressed
ready.
for church and Mr. Tremaine.
I mean, I don't expect him to be winking if you're gonna be dressed like that.
That's
you looking
exactly right.
That's like an episode from Dynasty right there, honey. She looking like Dominique Devereaux.
Not Dominique Devereaux. Oh,
well, she was a petite lady, so, you know.
Maim, did you like this episode?
Oh yeah, this is like one of my favorites in this season.
I mean, it's a mess. It is a non-congruent bunch. It makes like no sense. The pieces don't really fit that well together.
No, but they're hilarious.
Right?
Yes.
But it is very, very funny. Like it is.
I enjoyed it.
This is an end of season right before the finale. The finale is going to be the probably much better written. No, wait.
I mean,
this
is like
three more, don't we?
This is like what happens like back then, dear listeners, especially for anybody that's too young. Like near the end of every season, you would always, especially on sitcoms, you'd have like some of the funniest things happen because they're essentially trying to make sure you come back for the next season.
Yes, but not the ones that happen just after the midpoint when those are the throwaway episodes that they couldn't really fit in anyway.
Sweeps week.
After Sweeps week, then they go to crap because they've already got you.
Do you remember when we used to celebrate Sweeps Week? Like, oh man, these are going to be the best episodes of all of these shows.
Girl, do you remember when we used to watch the Saturday morning like preview shows?
So
they were so good.
Look forward to them. I looked forward to those every year.
Me too. Me too.
Dear listeners, if you don't know what we're talking about, back in the 80s when we still just had network television a lot of places, every year, all of the Saturday morning cartoons, you would find out what was coming. They would do a 30-minute special with some kind of celebrity where they talked about all of the new cartoons that they were going to be showing on Saturday mornings the next season.
Each of the big three had their own
they all had it.
Like their own person hosting. I remember Zach from Saved by the Bell did the one on NBC. I don't remember who did ABC and CBS's. Fox didn't do it because Fox
was
they just had Bobby's World and a couple other things.
Oh, ABC had well, not in the early 80s, but like as they got closer, Urkel started doing them.
That's
in the 90s.
right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yep.
I don't know who CBS would have had. Gail.
Angela Lansbury. Could you imagine?
No, actually, why do I think they had the Ninja Turtles do it?
Oh, I think you're right. Actually,
because CBS was my preferred one because they had Ninja Turtles and.
No, I liked ABC because ABC had pup named Scooby Doo and then the Flintstone Kids. That was my favorite.
My favorite on ABC was the that they never finished, the Pirates of Dark Water. Oh, that was such a good show.
I would say that was one of the early cult cartoons
and
of
it
the 80s.
Never got finished. Like it made a season and a half and they ran out of money. Hanna-Barbera ran out of money for it.
It's time to do a change.org petition.
Girl, why don't you tell our dear listeners where they can find you?
Hello, dear listeners. It is I, Auntie Maim, your favorite relation. You can find me on the social media at Auntie Maims with an S. You can find me in real life hosting the amazing Colossal Karaoke show every Thursday night at Kill Your Idol on South Beach, and also performing with the Villain Theater, which is improv and stand-up comedy theater located in the heart of Miami. More about them at villaintheater.com. And lastly, you can find me as a commentator on the It's Happening Out show, which you can find out more about them at It's Happening Out on all your social media platforms and watch it on YouTube as well. How about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all, I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me online at Divine Miss Mims. I have YouTube, TikTok. I'm doing some other things. Again, more things are planned for July.
Threads.
So hopefully, Threads. That's right. I'm Divine Miss Mims on Threads. We're Mims and Maim on Threads. Hey, Maim.
Jeez. Yes, hi.
Did you know that we have a Patreon?
What?
That's right. If you go to MimsMaim. No, that's not right. That's right. If you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw somebody. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
What?
That's right. It's called You Slay Me. It's a merch-for-it podcast. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know we have merchandise? Go to MimsMaim.com and figure it out. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you know what I love?
5-star reviews.
That's right, dear listeners. I love 5-star reviews. So if you like us and you love us and you want some more of us, leave it there. That made no sense, but it's good enough. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that you can reach us?
I didn't. Somebody did, though. But I did.
That's right. If you can send us an email at mimsandmaim@gmail.com or send us a text message at 704-380-0618. And we have had a couple of messages now, and we love that you love us, right?
It's a hoot.
It is a hoot. I just want you to know that we are getting them. I'm not going to read them because we haven't gotten your permission to read them or anything like that. But just let you know, we love hearing from you. It really is a boost for the confidence to hear from you. Is that not right, Maim?
A boost?
A boost to the confidence.
Yes, I feel more confident daily.
You don't have to lie.
Sorry, I'm not good.
I'm just not so good at this. I'm just... Why don't you say good night, Maim?
Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.